But it's fun that it's in the game, right, and it's available. So, all right, so we did that. We finished up our new missions event. That'll also get us a little more mirror dust because that is also part of your monthly SMS. Completing your new missions one is also part of your monthly quantum event here. Get you some more of these premium tokens. How far did you guys get on this event? I got 15K. Because I know I didn't finish any of the Recruit Picard SMSs, or the two of them, rather. Because the milestones were out of reach, shall we say. And then, did some of these events. Completed some of the SMSs is really all I did. Event placement ones. I did not place in the top 3 in any of these events to get the extra points. So Rev got 10K, JP got 38K, Belair got 0 because didn't even try. Okay, didn't feel like it was worth it. Voltron got 27K because you finished one of the Picard SMSs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a nice way to pick up a little bit of this extra premium materials, which probably have to do some research with. Timmy got 11, Ace got 12. Okay, so I'm kind of right there with you guys at 15. Feel pretty good about that. Okay. Timmy says once you've done all the... we were talking about the NX01 stuff. Once you finally get all it done, the loop is kind of moot. Yeah, it probably will be. And again, with the timeline, it would really take, unless you're going to buy Hue, which suddenly after, that whole thing came out, Hue was suddenly for sale again. Never miss an opportunity, right? So there are people who could be taking advantage of that now. If you were trying to do it like grinding him and doing it daily through the actual claims and things like that, it could take you well over a year and a half to get it done. Denver got to 40K. Okay, Joe's at 15. Okay. What was I just going? Oh, Mirror Universe. So let me just see. I just did these earlier. So let's go ahead and let's pump up that refinery. Let's do that research. I'll probably regret it because I'm sure there's going to be like an event starting in 10 minutes. That'll be mirror related research, but you know what? Hang on a second. Don't even bother to pick Hugh. He's really time gated for sure. I mean, obviously it's a nice bonus if you put him below deck and you restore some hull health. It'll certainly help out, but yeah. So what's today? Today's the 23rd. What's our final event? What's our final event today? Kill Federation hostiles. That's what we got today. Is that it? We got our ticket events. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I think for most players, the epic credits would be better spent elsewhere. That's true, because especially if you consider, some people in my alliance and I were talking about this the other day, these spending those epic credits on these bundles instead, these mega chests, which give you guaranteed dolomite as well as resources. Getting the dolomite for the additional primes to speed up the ship parts and things like that. I mean, it's a lot of epic credits. You could spend, almost 1,000 epic credits. Now the timers on these are, 5 and I think they're 5 days, maybe 6 days. Maybe I think they're 5 days. Maybe they're 7 days and they're weekly, and I just don't remember. So yeah, getting these to get the extra dolomite particles instead will really help with accelerate a lot of those primes, and could be a better use of, 1,000 epic credits to do that. Also, I'll just let you guys know, if you have an NX01 and you haven't tiered it up a lot yet, When you get to the higher tiers, it starts to use rare and epic credits to upgrade. So you're starting to use those epic credits to upgrade components on the ship. So instead of having other ship parts or other materials that you need, you're using those credits if you want to keep upgrading your NX-01. So keep that in mind as well. In addition to all the other favors and things that you might still be working on in that whole tree down here as well, between warp ranges and loots and, you know, other efficiencies and things, parts and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on with those credits, which I'm sure is why a lot of people have not invested time into recruiting Q. I think I have about a dozen shards for him because it's just feels like there's better ways to use those materials. So Rev gets the G4 mega chests every reset, and the artifact ones too. Let's go back and look at them. So you're doing the Forbidden Tech one, which also takes epics to try and source more proto matter and tier up catalysts, I guess. And you're doing the artifact haul one here as well to get more tokens to pull more artifacts. This one does only take rare, so that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I'd agree. I think the primes, getting the dolomite to get some of those primes, there's a syndicate prime that you can get out of there. That'll give you a lot more syndicate XP. That'll help you move through this faster and things like that. Yeah, those are probably a lot more valuable, especially in the long term, than Hue. Did they ever tell us how to activate the mirror exocomps? We have mirror exocomps, GP? I gotta go look. Where are exocomps? I think they're in other, aren't they? No, they're in here under consumables. They have their own tab. I don't know what all these are. This is weird. What the heck is all this? That's weird. Okay. There's mirror exocomps that extend your time and gives you double loot. What are you trying to say, Rev? Anyone here has them? You don't think we have anybody high rollers in this chat? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I didn't even know that they were a thing, so probably not. Something, yeah. Oh, it's a random chance to even get it to begin with? So, okay, yeah. Yeah. Automatically applying when they get unlocked. You have one in your inventory? And if you click on it, it doesn't tell you what to go? All right, let's do this research. We're finishing up this one, right? And that shouldn't screw with my timers too much. So let's do this and let's pump up our refinery. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now that should have reset these, right? Alright, so now we're up to level 2 on our refinery. So I still have more than enough of that. And we still have plenty of this stuff too. The D is definitely harder to get for sure. And it shouldn't change any of these, right? Because these are all ops levels. Okay. I'm going to sneeze again. Hang on. Excuse me. All right, let's go one more level. Now my costs and payouts just went up 60%. Okay. Also, make sure to do it this way. Don't just grind through a couple levels. Make sure to stop and go in and do your extra claims. So now we're up to using 13K. And 19,000. Okay, still not too bad. We can double pull that one more time. Tier 4 research is when the cost really jumps. Good to know. Oh yeah, 80% to 300% at the next tier. Yep. That's a big jump. Maybe we'll stop here. Maybe we'll stop here. That only went up to 14,000, so again, still pretty good. Alright, so this worked out. We got a whole bunch of extra uncommon and epic dust, as well as some extra liquid trillium. That should stockpile us for a little bit here. We'll take that for a little forbidden tech materials. I don't need tokens. And I don't feel like this accelerates the holodeck enough to be worth the costs. Because I feel like the holodeck, getting an extra 300 here and there, might certainly help with this. But, speed up the loop a little bit. But I don't feel like it's adding enough to justify the cost of the Trillium D. Yeah. And Rev pulls that one all the time. I guess we'll just agree. Let's look at it again. If you're pulling this for 150, yeah, like obviously the crew, not where this I wouldn't pull. This is expensive, and you're only getting 2 officer shards. I mean, it's completely random. It's, could get 2 rares, could get 2 epics, and then you've got most likely going to get 1 shard of an officer twice. So for 300, this feels like a lot more of a gamble, and I don't know that a lot of these officers, I mean, Phlox, yes, tiered up. These ones down here, they're not that good to begin with, unless you're still in like your 30s or low 40s. If you're above, we'll say 45, you're probably not needing the extra mining boost. I mean, you'll take it because any little bit helps, but once you're in the 40s, you're probably not needing these 3 officers down here. So you're really hoping for them, and that's a long way to go. So yeah, not having that there. Rev saying hit the info tab on the holodeck. You want the details? You're talking about this? Oh, on the holodeck refined. Each chest contains 1 roll, that's it. And you're somewhere between small and medium. So you're getting 300 to 450. Only an 18% chance to hit the 700 there. So most likely not getting that. So you're probably getting 300. You'll get 450 once in a while. And if you're only getting, I mean, you're doubling up what you get normally. Because I think the daily drip, I want to say I'm getting is 200 and something. Where's my hollow field emitters? It won't show me yet. I feel like I'm getting 200 and something off my daily drip. So yes, it is going to exponentially increase, basically double how fast you're upgrading your building by doing that pull. You are getting a little more parts efficiency and things like that, which is helpful. It makes a bad grind a more manageable grind, but it is a heck of a trade-off for sure. You've gotten 700 multiple times. Well, you know what? For science, hey, 300. There you go. We pulled one for science. Exactly. Streamer RNG, of course. All right, let's see what else we got here. What else we got here in this mirror? So we're done with this one here. So now we've got some uncommons. Obviously, we can do here. Getting some extra isolytic defense. Critical hit damage against hostiles. Obviously, I can start working on some of this stuff. I got this one. This was my free one this month. I did the base damage against hostiles because the bottom tree feels like it's better than the top one. Because eventually you're going to get here and you're going to get to ship parts and ship material efficiencies, which seems to be more useful to me than crit damage, just for the way I play. You may find more value out of this type of stuff. Epic ship part efficiency. Yeah, but this stuff is way out here. More hull health. Oh, you're using epic materials to do this stuff versus rare materials to do these. Yeah, this is quite a path to get through all this stuff. So here's another station material, ship material, lowering the cost there. There's another ship parts efficiency. Base cost efficiency on G4 to G6 materials when upgrading station modules. It's only a 3% bump, but I mean, every little bit counts, right? And then here's another 3% bump. 3, 5, 10. This will max out at 40% if you take it all the way up. Cost efficiency increase on rift keys. Well, that's interesting. Didn't see this research there. Making you spend less rift keys when moving between systems. Interesting. So I would have to downgrade materials, which I don't think I don't like. I mean, I like that there's a mechanic for it. I just don't know that I want to actually use it because it feels bad trading down. Because I know I'm going to need the uncommons later. It's like I love the mechanic for it. I love that there's the ability to let you choose what you need and not be stuck behind paywalls and things waiting for materials. I just feel like I'm going to get to the point where it's like I'm going to trade my uncommons into commons to get the stuff, and then I'm going to find out that I'm short uncommons, and then I got to trade down the epics and the rares, and yeah. But maybe we'll do a little bit of this. And I love that there's a slider. I do like that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that. Because I do have an abundance of uncommon right now. And maybe we can take advantage of that and get another node or two of this research done. I can get that one done. Get a little bit more efficient on upgrading ships. And then get a 5% bump on ship parts. Or possibly more. Those are actually worth it. So let's do some more trade downs to try to accelerate that and get a big head start on that stuff. Forgive me, I'm kind of working this stuff out as I go right now. So let's say we kick this up to there. Spend 2,400. Get 3,000 of that. I still have 10,000 uncommon left. Do the trade downs now, get your hostile loot maxed in Refinery where you want it, then start holding off on the trade downs. The amount of days you save now, the better. Bump up the loot ones. That's what you guys are saying. This kind of maxes out pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, then obviously you can take the Refinery higher if you're getting a bigger loot bonus. But I want the frame. I want to make sure I get this new frame. No thanks. We'll take a little more ship part efficiency, though. And how about a little more station module efficiency? I know I'm sure there's a sweet spot where you're getting more loot off the kills than you eventually will out of the chests. But I also feel like for the beginning part, the chests were the safer way to go in terms of loot. But I'm sure there is probably a science to it and a break-even point where there's probably some charts from Jules or Blue on the subject of where you want to trade stuff down to. I can even trade down some rares to get more uncommons if I needed. That's not what I wanted. In terms of where you want to have your loot leveled up to. Yeah, I definitely go out there and kill 58s. That's where I just was all morning. It maxes at 400%. It can be done at level 40. Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't realize it was such a low-level ops requirement on being able to max that stuff out. That's a good point, Carissa. So you're taking this. That's a lot, though. But I guess once you get to these higher numbers, you're definitely pulling more from the kill than you are from the individual loot boxes. And then that'll let you put your Refinery up higher, so it means now you're getting more of a payout, which then means you'll then have more materials in general to do all this other stuff. Yeah. That definitely makes sense. Alright, so let's do some more downgrading. See, you guys are convincing me as we're walking through all this. We gotta trade some more uncommons to get some more commons. And then I'm probably going to need to do a little bit of rare. Into uncommon. So we want to get a loot bump. And I need another 22,000 there. Okay. Carissa traded all of it down to get as much maxed as you could. Okay. Denver thinks that the loot bonus is priority number 1. After that, you max the Refinery for your ops level, and then you buy all the goodies. Rev says, with the Refinery being so cheap, maxing if your ops level quickly isn't a bad idea. Also depends on your level ship status. Always does. There's always that caveat in this game. It depends on your ship status. Depends on the tier of your officers, right? There's always those caveats, of course. You were able to easily grind all the stuff you needed to farm your Refinery. Okay. Alright, so we're getting... I need more common. Need more commons. Got it. You know what? Actually, maybe we'll do the refinery upgrade first, because it'll reset my cooldowns. Good point, Carissa. What do I need here? I need 1200. 1200. That's what I need. So we do it this way. Then we get the refinery up one more tier. Now it's a 300% bump there, which I should be able to afford, because I do have a nice little surplus of materials. Now we're spending 145,000 for a 2 chest pull, but we're getting some much bigger numbers here. 2,300, okay. And this one I can't pull now. I have to go back out and kill some more stuff to get some more Trillium D, okay. Which shouldn't be hard if I can do the additional research. I would need 1,500 more there to get that loot bump, okay. 1,500 more. Refinery. Trade down. I'll take an extra one because I don't remember if my math was exact and I don't want to come back twice. And we'll take a loot bump. Okay. Don't need any of this research. Don't need any of this research. Sure, we'll just throw some points into that one. Alright, so now we'll take one more loop. Oh, I actually did lower the costs a little bit enough here that now I can just squeeze out one more ship component if I wanted it. Before I could only do the cargo bay. Now I could do my photon torpedoes. I think I'm going to save that though because, well, it's a cross-server leaderboard and we just spent the last however long talking about how we don't necessarily like those because they still don't have paired SMS events. So let's see what we got here. So we got a Master Surveyor as our final event of the day. Mirror Rush is still going on if you didn't get that finished. Epic Recruit is still going on. Quantum events, these are all wrapping up. Nothing new in here. Our Mirror Universe event. Traditional same old stuff. We have Mirrored Targets, which just got added, which is to kill Fed hostiles. Okay. Ticket events again, and then the rest of this stuff still wrapping up here. Rev has just instigated a word ban for the next couple of minutes on the word event. All right. How high am I taking the Sanctus? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how much I'm going to progress ops level anytime soon. I'm chipping away at some of the stuff, you know, to get to 57. I don't think I'm going to get to 60 anytime even this year if I'm still playing that long. So I might take the Sanctus at least one more tier, if not two. Getting it to 6 was the kind of the priority, obviously, to do this fun stuff with the cube. But from here, I don't know what other path I'm going to take with it. So Denver stopped at tier 6. What's the point? It's too expensive for too little increase. Save mats to go to 60 faster, or at least wait till you get more discount. Yeah, 6 was the kind of the important one because obviously that triggers the cube upgrades. And then in terms of where to go afterwards. No, actually I do need to go here. We need to go get some more Trellium D to do our refinery. Denver says it's about 20k rare materials to go from tier 6 to tier 7, which basically just gets you one extra lower deck slot. Yeah, I mean, obviously it gets you more power and things like that too, and 5 more levels of your ship. I think mine went from going from tier 5 to tier 6. I think I went from about 360, 370 up to around about 412. So adding an extra, you know, 50 million power might get going from 6 to 7. Adding the extra lower deck slot, you might get to almost. I mean, obviously research and stuff will help too, but I might get close to 500. Is that worth it? I don't know. Is the extra lower deck slot worth it? I mean, it can be important depending on what ability you're triggering, for sure.